Bold and understanding here with another video. I'm gonna give my post analysis on that Emmanuel Navarrate and the Sugar Nunez fight. Congrats to Emmanuel Navarrate for getting the 11th round KO over Sugar Nunez. His eye was pretty much busted up in the fight. Navarrate did what he had to do. Going into this fight, Navarrate actually hired a nutritionist to actually help him with his dieting, and it surely paid off in this fight, to be totally honest with you. Also, the way it was promoted was like this was supposed to be a action non-stop, you know what I'm saying, type of fight where both guys going to be giving it to each other. However, it seemed like it was just a one-way beatdown for Navarrate. Now, Sugar Nunez did have, a couple of moments in the fight. However, Navarrate is just, he was just levels above him. But the one thing we did realize is that it seemed like Navarrate was soft to the body. Because Sugar Nunez did hit him with, a few body shots that kind of bothered Navarrate. However, Navarrate, gutted it out and ended up getting a stoppage. Like I say, he busted up Sugar Nunez's eye. Eye was swollen up big time. And it is what it is at the end of the day. So congrats for being a unified champion. So Navarrate now holds, if I'm not mistaken, the WBO and the IBF titles. So right now he's pretty much the man at 130. However, what I would like to see for Navarrate is he needs to get his get back over the two controversial decisions that pretty much favored him personally. He had a no contest with Suarez in his last fight. Suarez really should have got the stoppage, but they stopped and they said it was a head clash and it was a cut due to a head clash and they called it a no contest. That decision should have been overturned because that was a cut that Suarez opened up on Navarrate's eye with an actual punch, which should have been a TKO and Suarez decision. Suarez was actually 36, 37 years old for the Philippines, and he basically pretty much put one on Navarrate. Also, another get back I need to see for Navarrate is the rematch with Robson Conceição. That fight ended up in a draw. Navarrate did score a couple of knockdowns in that fight over Conceição. However, Conceição, despite being knocked down a couple of times, actually outboxed Navarrate in that fight, which that fight ended up being a draw. So those are the two fights that Navarrate actually needs to run it back. You know what I'm saying? With both of those guys right there. But we understand is like for marketability, they probably not going to have Navarrate do those rematches and whatnot. Now, it might not be the fault of Navarrate. I'm quite sure he doesn't really care. It's just when it comes to the promotional personnel, matchmakers and everything else, they don't want to somehow mess up the bag, I guess. That's how I look at it. They don't want to mess up the bag or potentially mess up the bag. But to be totally honest with you, if Navarrate was to face both of those guys again, who was to say that he doesn't actually win those fights? See what I'm saying? But anyway, I just wanted to touch on that because I know a lot of times when we talk about other fighters that's in controversial fights or get controversial decisions or whatever in their favor, we always ask these people to run it back. And I believe we should do the same for Emmanuel Navarrate. And like I said, I have no ill will against Navarrate. He's actually one of the fighters that I actually do like. But I'm keeping it real. I need to run it back, champ. Anyway, this is Bold and Understanding. I'm out. Peace.